Morning, boys and girls. Time for another one of old Uncle Mike's Bigfoot bedtime stories. This will be story number 3 extended, because story number 3 got cut off right there at the end when it was just getting to the good part. So I'm going to pick up where I'd left off, story number 3, when the camera quit. Anyhow, me and the Austin boys had gone down the track probably 3 miles from the road in the middle of no damn where, down in Log Cabin, Louisiana. We there fishing for a little while, heard a big noise, and of course I'm just taking up where that story left off. I ran up on the embankment and I saw what appeared to be a very large black bear face forward into some bushes. Now I'm assuming that this bear was after something in those bushes because it didn't notice me behind it. I was about, I'll say 15 to 20 yards, not very far behind this thing at all, but it's kind of obscured by the bushes. Anyway, as I said and stated in story number 3, I took my Smith & Wesson Model 66 snub and fired it into the ground, and boom, it went off, sounded like a daggum hand grenade going off. And the bear that I thought was a bear, which wasn't a bear, stood straight up, looked back over its shoulder at me, and took off walking. And boom, as I said in story number 3, here I am watching a reenactment of the Patterson-Gimlin film unfold right before my own very damn eyes. And anyway, this Sasquatch was about anywhere between 8 and 9 feet tall. And it took off walking away from me at about a 45-degree angle. And I saw it probably for about, I'd say, 30 yards, and it covered that in about 5 or 6 fast steps. Hit the big trees. When it hit it was going through an opening. When it hit the trees, it sounded like a light aircraft had come down into the tree. Just boom, crash, boom. It was making one hell of a damn noise. Once it just crashing through the swamp, and we could hear it going for probably 200 yards up through there. We heard it when it crossed the railroad tracks. You could hear it go through the riprap. You could hear it running through the rock. Boom. And then it hit the trees, and you heard it bust into the trees again. So we got on the motorcycle, those CZ250. We got on that thing, and we headed back down the tracks towards the house, and we got out of there. And I got to tell you, that was the first time I'd ever seen a Sasquatch. There would be others, but that was probably one of the most profound. Close range. I didn't see it very well from the front. I was looking at an angle, but I'm pretty sure that was a male Sasquatch. I'm going to say between 8 and 9 feet tall, probably anywhere from 700 to 900 pounds. I couldn't tell, 700 to 800 pounds. It wasn't an extremely stocky Sasquatch, but it wasn't little either. Anyway, that's what I saw. That evening, my brother Daniel, we lived out in the country in Log Cabin. We lived close to Costello's pea field over there in the middle of no place. And we had a 40-acre farm down there, and we had hogs, and I told my brother Daniel about seeing that thing and stuff. And we stayed up all night long with our machine guns. We didn't have full auto. We had a Armalite AR-18, I had that Mac, and we had 44 Magnums and things like that. We stayed up all night long, and a truck pulled up in the driveway that night and killed the lights, and we had them covered. But if they never knocked on our door. We were waiting on the Sasquatch. They never knocked on our door. They pulled back out of the driveway. They backed back out and went to this trailer about a quarter mile up the road. And we watched them pull up down there, and we thought it was some friends of this gal that had moved in there a couple of weeks earlier. We thought it was some friends of hers or something, so we went on about our business. Come to find out the next morning, they was escaped convicts, and they had held her captive all night long. Anyway, they better be glad they didn't knock on our door, because we was ready for bear or Bigfoot or whatever the hell. Well, later that afternoon, my brother and I decided to go down there and look for tracks. So we went down there, down the tracks again, 3 miles down from the road, down the tracks. And we got down there just about to the spot where I had seen that Sasquatch, and we were going to check for tree breaks and tracks and stuff, see if we could find something, some evidence. And all of a sudden, this colored guy, black gentleman, steps up on the road, and he was dressed like a great white hunter from out of one of the daggum Tarzan movies. He'd have a pith helmet on. He had on a hat similar to what I have on right now. Steps up on the tracks. We're 3 miles from the road down the tracks in the middle of nowhere. He walks up and he says, first thing out of his mouth was, "I say, old chap, is that a 45-70? And he made Daniel's rifle at a glance. Daniel brought his Marlin 45-70 down there with him. And we said, yeah, it's a 45-70. And he had a rifle with him too. I believe it was a Winchester. Matter of fact, I remember now, it was a Winchester 308 automatic, one of those old ones, those hunting rifles. And talking like an English gentleman, shocked the hell out of us. We didn't know what to think about it. Anyway, this guy just steps off the tracks and walks off into the swamp. Like, I mean, that was stunning. I mean, that was more shocking than the daggum Bigfoot the day before, to have this guy step up, guess our rifle like that at a glance, and then speaking like an English gentleman in the middle of no damn where. Anyway, it was a shocking story both ways. The first time I'd ever seen a Sasquatch, and I was hoping it'd be the last, but it wouldn't be. Anyway, changed my life forever. I never looked at the woods again. I never looked at the woods the same again after that. Always cautious. Anytime I go into the woods now, it's like I was going in to hunt the Viet Cong or something, because the woods now I knew were dangerous. I didn't know what these things were capable of, and it started me into the Sasquatch investigations. So there'll be more stories to come. I hope y'all enjoyed this one. Like I say, this was story number 3 extended. Y'all have a blessed day, and watch yourself when you're out in them woods. Snakes ain't the only damn dangerous thing out there. That's all. Thank you.